Hey, everybody, it's the Coon Prairie Ramblers back again. We're still confabulating and circled up. This is the mailman. We got KC and the Moonshine Gang on the Skype, and we got
Skyper.
Luke,
Skypophonic,
the rebel without a clue.
We're here.
And we are laboring away. Speaking of the day, Labor Day is coming.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Don't tell me I got to go back to work now. I'm retired.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't want that.
Well, anyway.
What about labor? You ever been in labor?
My mother labored to have me.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I knew a guy whose last name was Payne, and he used to say that when his mother was pregnant with him, she had a pain in her stomach. I said, I think it's a little further back to the backside is more of a kind of pain you were, is what I was telling him.
Yeah.
Pain in the patoot.
Alls I know, Labor Day, when I was a kid, I used to get this pain in the stomach because what happens after Labor Day, back in the old days?
You don't wear white.
No, you go back to school. We always started school the day after Labor Day or something like that. But I used to get, when the back to school specials come on, I'd get this, I get all that pain in the stomach. I hated to go back to school. But I did, but then I went on and went to college.
Imagine
I loved going to college, but I hated going to school.
Labor.
Because it kept you from laboring.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
If you're in school, you don't have to labor.
I didn't labor too well in school either. Either.
Well, we might as well talk about jobs if we're going to talk about Labor Day or whatever. What was your first job, anybody?
Cowboy.
A cowboy for you?
You grew up, grew up in, what's that song? Grew up
being a cowboy.
Being a cowboy?
I grew up being a cowboy. I grew up being a cowboy.
First job, did you get paid?
Yeah.
Wow.
$12 a day, cash, American money.
Ooh, that was money back in the day.
It was. I'm going to tell you what. I was just a kid, and I was making the same thing a grown man would make.
Okay.
You know, for doing the same job.
Wow.
And I was in hog heaven. I mean, you're 10, 12 years old, and you're making $12 a day.
Oh, son. You spread that money all over town.
You don't know what to do with it. I could buy enough gas with that to drive to Tampa.
You could spread it all over town, too. Spend some everywhere.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Oh, yeah. I could go to the drugstore and get me a big old fountain drink and a Suicide Coke or a Sundae or whatever.
That's right. What was your first job? What was your first job?
My first job, I was 16. I was a busboy at Ray Nateman's Pub East. Ray Nateman was a Jewish fellow, but he didn't have. He just had a regular steakhouse and no kosher foods, but he did have matzo balls. And I remember going back in the kitchen. I could eat all the matzo balls I wanted.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how many did you want?
I wanted them all, a lot.
Never had one.
No, but that was a fun job. I loved it. I mean, we had several busboys, and we were a team, and we were a team with the waitresses, and the waitresses, they gave us a portion of their tips.
What?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, they tip out the busboys.
What did they pay you though?
I forget. I was happy with it. I was putting it in the bank.
Wow.
I was saving it up. I saved up a whole $300.
That was a fortune.
Yeah, it was.
Buy a car with that.
Yeah, really? And I think that's probably what I did.
Wow.
Bought a car. I think I had bought a 64 and a half Mustang.
Too bad you ain't
But
said
anyway,
about that.
working for Ray Nateman, and he had every Friday and Saturday night they'd have a band play, and they'd have a guy on a saxophone. I mean, playing A Train and things like that. Oh yeah.
Take the A Train. Mm-hmm. Duke Ellington. Good stuff there. Yeah.
So what did you do for a first job?
I think my first one probably would have been Henry Wood's supermarket down in Nocatee, Florida. Had me bagging groceries down there, wearing a little white apron, and I guess he liked how I bagged. I don't guess. I did that for a while. Then he put me out back bagging potatoes. He'd buy them in these big old 50-pound bags, and I'd break them down into 10-pound bags and stuff them and price them. And he had me weighing bananas and wrapping them and pricing those, out back where it was hot or raining or whatever. It had like a little overhang for me to work under, but that's where I spent most of my time. And I don't think I got maybe $1.25 an hour back then. Of course, that was money. We're talking sometime in the 60s, mid to late 60s.
Well, if you made $3 an hour in the mid 60s, that was a lot of money. That was labor.
About $1.25, and then after that, I went to working at a nursery.
Tree nursery or a
John
nursery
Reynolds
for
nursery.
kids?
John Reynolds Nursery.
Oh, you worked at John Reynolds?
Yeah, that included hoeing orange trees, which ain't no picnic, and
no, it ain't.
But he sold palms, and a friend and I used to work down there potting these palm trees and mixing chemicals with the soil and stuff like that.
Did you ever have to read them?
Have to read them? No.
Read the poems.
Nope. I would have been no good at it no how, but I might have made $1.50 an hour there. But
Yeah, you're going to have an accident.
that was big money to us back then. But that was my first job.
I did all those. I think I had about, I counted up, I had about, in my lifetime, I had 35 to 40 jobs.
My goodness.
Yeah.
At one time?
Here and there, everywhere.
Really?
That's a lot of
I
jobs.
mean, I worked at a nursery like you did, Luke.
Never counted mine.
I was in the military and I worked for the circus.
And you worked for a railroad, you told
I
us?
worked for the railroad, right? My first day after I graduated high school, my first day, the next day, I went to work for the Penn Central.
Had you been a writer? And you worked at,
Well, they were at that.
Radio?
I worked for the newspaper.
you worked for the newspaper?
Yeah.
Radio station?
Radio station.
He's a man of all trades.
Hey, all the medias. Yeah, I'm a media guy. No.
What about TV?
TV. No, I don't think I've been on TV.
They hadn't come calling yet.
Yeah.
I've been interviewed on TV, but never have been paid to be on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did a couple of those things on there. But
Now we're YouTube stars.
right.
Yes. Yeah.
Isn't that like being on TV?
Very loosely.
Very loosely. I think if we put that on our resume, it would put us to the top of any job seekers market that we
You ain't
were at.
kidding. I'm surprised that, what is it? What is it we're on? Yahoo.com? What are we on? We're on
Google? Or?
Google.
Yeah.
Where do they look us up?
No, we're looking on YouTube.
YouTube. That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, you go to Google and you just
YouTube. That's what it is.
all you got to do is put Coon Prairie Ramblers and it pops up.
I'm surprised that the virus detector for them hasn't found us and deleted us.
Warning, what you're about to experience.
That's right. Put a disclaimer up there.
You got to be 18 to listen to this.
That's right. Well, what was your favorite job, you think?
I didn't have one. Didn't have a single favorite job.
We had all the wrong jobs. I guess.
Yeah. That's why I kept moving around.
Being a cop.
Being a cop, that would be a cool one, though.
It was fun. You know what I always thought about was, instead of just hearing the news, I was being the news. I was there
creating
was
some of
happening,
it.
Yeah. Well, not all over, but I mean, in my little corner of the world, my little puddle of water I was in.
That's right.
I was sort of, being the news. So
Making your own waves in your little water.
Would you want to be a cop now? They're getting shot at.
no.
Crazy.
I do sometimes think how nice it would be with the technological advances and the things that have like DNA and a lot of things like that, and tasers. Boy, I'd love to have tasers.
Son,
I'd love to let somebody.
laid them down. That beats having to wrestle with them.
Oh yeah, but the rest of the stuff, the lack of respect and the no respect for authority, and no, I wouldn't want to be part of it. And I don't like the social unrest that we're going through. We went through some social unrest in the '60s,
Sure.
but it was a lot different.
Oh, yeah.
Today, I just wouldn't want to be a part of it.
Yeah. That's like a pretty good favorite job. Had a lot of them. I don't know what I would pick.
Mental health.
How can you?
The mental hospital.
Working at the mental hospital, I felt more at home out there. I spent almost 30 years out there at the mental hospital. Got institutionalized, and then when it
You
closed-
were institutionalized for a while?
I was, yeah. In my mind, I was.
Oh, you weren't in the institution.
That's why I kept
You
coming
weren't
back
committed.
out there. Stay away. We're about out of time for this little segment right here, so we're going to have to come back and talk about some more jobs and stuff. So y'all don't go to work. Just call in sick and sit here and listen to us.